Namaste. Do you have stubborn problems in your life? And by stubborn, I mean, do you ask yourself repeatedly, why does this keep happening to me? What more can I do to change this? Why do I end up always in this situation again and again? Why can't I seem to overcome this problem no matter what I try, how I try? Why am I struggling and I'm not able to see the light of the tunnel? Is all forces conspiring against me? These kind of questions we keep asking repeatedly in the areas of money. Say we don't get paid enough, or we have no pay, no opportunities. There's a lot of losses, betrayals, debts, or in health, like I have something kind of illness which I'm not able to explain, or I'm having trouble in recovery. Um, Usual weight problems or pregnancy, anything related with health concerns. Repeatedly we keep asking, why is this, why is it happening with me? Then in relationships it's like, a constant discomfort or difficult relations with the immediate family members or at work with respect to love, heartbreaks, divorces, losses. Then there is career stagnancy, no power, no success. How much ever I put effort, I'm not able to see financial strength, or you know uh, bringing myself to the best of my talent, or showcasing my talents to the best of my abilities. Or in terms of mental health, maybe panic disorders, anxieties, or depressions, or any other stubborn mental health illnesses, like schizophrenia, bipolarity, or spirituality. Maybe I'm leading a life of lack of purpose, meaning, very, God is there, I am here, but we both are like on the parallel tracks. We don't have a connection with each other. I'm not into most of my religious practices or any kind of spiritual practices, or not that much, where I can definitely gain strength from spirituality during my tough times. All of these, if in case you're going through and if you're looking for solutions, this is a video I'm talking about my 15 years of research on the 5 layer approach for us to solve any kind of life problems, kind of a framework, understanding the causes, what are the reasons, the root cause, and then how can address each layers, and what is the role of a God, divinity in these layers, and stuff like that. So, what is my research? I started with habits and actions. Why are we not able to take certain actions despite best efforts? Why are we not able to take certain actions into, even if it is like, it is good for me? Many people are saying it is good for me, but I am not able to take it. So I'm like constantly in this query on why am I not. So then I found that it's just not at habits, but there's another layer which is on emotionality, which talks about our emotions. The next is our subconscious layer, which is working on our belief systems. And these are all something which we know to some extent. But then there are energetic layer kind of blocks, which are in our energy systems. And then the karmic level, which is up above, which again is something which doesn't come very easily, or we don't get it noticed very quickly. So these are the 5 layers of, wherever that problem is, in terms of, um, in terms of your current state in a particular aspect. We find different concerns, and we need to apply different strategies. One size doesn't apply for all. That is the reason, whenever we look at manifestations or law of attraction, some people, they say that we attended this habit formation work and workshop, and it worked for us. And the same person sitting in the habit workshop, he didn't get anything, or he tried but again went back to the older ways. And then there are some people who use this secret and law of attraction kind of things, but then for few people you just get immediate results, and then for few, again you are in the same cycle. It just feels like some temporary relief, but again it comes back, and comes back with vengeance, with a lot of intensity too in the next cycle. So this is what we need to understand the answer. Why is it that it's not some things which for us doesn't work for others, and some things which work for them doesn't work for me? And the reason might be my problem is in different segment in each of these. And the deeper the problem, when it goes into the metaphysical layer, at a multiple level, multitudes of layers, the more difficult and stubborn the problem gets into. So let's dive deep into each of these to understand better. So, what is a problem? Where does this all start? So, um, there is past life based on Hindu scriptures or any other multiple faiths across the world. We all know that there is past life. There, the soul is eternal. It doesn't have shape, form, and it is weightless. But there's no birth and death to a soul, and it is like it goes on to the cycle of birth and death, and in that process, it gets to liberation or uh, amalgamation into um, divine, meaning it integrates into the divine. So, if this is what is the soul journey, so every action, every thought, every intention, every dissatisfaction, everything gets recorded. And these recordings of each of it is in a very big cosmic library called Akashic Records in some many faiths. In our Hindu, we might equivalent to it can be our Chitragruptaka Pattas, which is having an entire library of uh, our soul journey, the past, the present, the future. So based on that, in some life, I would have taken a wrong route, and the divine wants it to get corrected, because whenever I have to get to the liberated state, I should learn certain lessons, and I should be a soul which is pure. So to get to that uh, uh, clarity, to get to that purity, I might take multiple births for me to get to the learnings and stuff like that. And while I'm taking these births, sometimes or oftentimes I end up doing mistakes. And to get corrected, they get into negative karma records, like a balance sheet. If you look at all our negatives and positives, all the good deeds, all the good things we do for others, or good prayers, good intentions, they get into our good deed books, which is good karma. But then the bad karma, if it is little higher than the good karma, based on that, a soul decides, alongside uh, with the divine in the heavens, when we are ready to get into the birth and we want to get into the earth plane, again we consult the unit of gods who are responsible for our evolution. And we plan, saying, okay, I have done these mistakes. So I would learn these corrections. And then I would have done some vows, like pratignya bolte hain. So we say pratignya. So these things are something which are like, I'm not going to do that, or I'm never going to have it. I would definitely not do this. If this is what this comes with, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. I don't want it. So this we use those words with such intensity that it becomes like imprints, like vows, contracts. It can be with my own self or with group of people. And during those times, those imprints have to be not carried, because every life is a unique life on its own, like a single entity. But what we do is we carry off these imprints life after life, because we have not discarded it at the time, and the imprint has got so strongly etched onto the soul memory. So during those times, what happens is, during the time when I'm making a soul plan for myself, that this is the karma I'm going to work on. I'm going to use this amount of good karma to be born in this kind of a setup, and this negative karma I'm going to work with these kind of experiences, and I'm going to carry these imprints because my soul still carries it, and I would like to learn a lesson out of it, or learn to discard it, forgive it, or outgrow it. I have multiple combinations I can do. So in case if I say I'm not gonna have money ever in my life, then every life that imprint is so strong that I'm always not having money. The money comes, goes, I'm discarding it, I'm donating, I'm not indulging in activities that can help me make more money. I'm always doing pro bono, volunteering, or I'm finding ways not to earn or give away, or I'm happy with wherever state I am. So these are all the things that shows up in the physical reality, but the root can be, and I think it's me, but then the root can be this place. So, certainly like that, on different areas. Maybe I am, since I'm an Akashic record healer and a medium psychic, along with being a psychologist, I get to see a lot of past lives and stuff. And that's the thing I have used these all experiences to build these structures. So when I'm, say, I've been killed at some place and my kidney got punctured, that imprint is so strong that I'm carrying that imprint of pain, the damage of the kidney. So that thing gets into the energetic block. I'm going to explain how it happens, but at least that imprints get so strong that in this lifetime, no reason of mine, I may be definitely not a smoker, a drinker. I'm having very good habits, health habits and stuff, but still I might be prone to a kidney problem or a disease. So there is a root, there's a reason why things happen in our life. It just doesn't happen on its own. That's my strong research inference. So each layer I mastered over a couple of years with a lot of experiments and confirmations with people on the live. So the second is curses. Like I might curse myself that you're really like waste, or somebody could curse me that if you're so arrogant, you're never gonna succeed in life. So every single time that curse is still in play. So what happens is every single time in the future, whenever I get to be arrogant, something happens to me that I'm I'm stuck in this rut of curses. So the only way I can break free is I need to identify that and learn a lesson out of it, or I need to release it. So there are ways, but essentially, the moment I get arrogant, something's happened to me that it becomes very difficult again to bounce back, or only that there is one particular it feels after a while it feels suffocated, that I'm always worried on what happens when I be like this or against this, and even though I don't like to be this, I'm forced to be it, because if I don't be so, I will be bound to failures and pain and troubles. So all of these are imprints, curses that we carry again across lifetimes, and that shows up as physical reality as it comes down the planes. Then ancestral influences pops when I am in my, like, say I'm an entrepreneur at this point, and I think I've terribly failed as an entrepreneur, and then I take it to so deep impression that, oh my God, we should never be an entrepreneur. I don't think we will succeed being an entrepreneur. If I make such kind of strong statements to myself again and again, and if it gets deeply ingrained into my psyche, that gets carried to my future generations. So when I attempt in my future generations, if I carry forward that, again, there's a risk that some people who might take up as entrepreneurs may end up seeing not so great success, depending, because always the next generation of mine will be not just my gene, right? It also comes with an other DNA. So because of the two DNAs from mine and the other side, so there's a little offset. But then if the other person's psyche also has this strong feeling of not being an entrepreneur, I'm also carrying. So say for example, my daughter or my son or my grandson in the future wants to do, and they're prone to have some difficulties. That's ancestral influences on our current concern. So we are working hard, we are doing everything that is needed, but I don't know why I'm not succeeding when all my fellow entrepreneurs are succeeding. So it can be a reason that maybe my ancestors thought about it, and they felt perhaps entrepreneurship is not for me. And that got so strongly edged that anyone coming from that lineage go through the similar problem of when they are an entrepreneur, they go through a lot of lack of success or money or whatever in those elements. What is the Kurt's talking about? And the rest, when you are working for someone, we are like super successful. So that's the patterns. So all of these, when we are trying to get born, we in line with Lord, our gods, our deity, the one guardian deity or the favorite. We think they are our favorite gods, but it's like a two-way street. So the god chooses us also, and they nurture us. They belong with their set. They take the responsibility of our growth, our liberation. So they are the fundamental deities who guide or guard our lives. So along in their presence, along with the karmic masters, which are the Akashic masters or Chitragupta, that energy cycles, the soul tend to plan. Okay, I'm gonna work on these negative karma. I'm gonna work on uh, carry forwarding these imprints where I get to work on. So all of this is a process, and these things, along with that, becomes one blueprint for me. And that blueprint comes to the next level, which is your underlayer, energetic layer. So when you are born, all of these in the soul form, when the baby is in the womb, and when the soul is like 2 weeks down the line, the soul enters into the life, right? Approximately from then at the appropriate timing. So it carries these imprints and it distributes, like there's a small bag which comes like a small LKG bag, which integrates these things into our DNA energetic systems. And how that gets integrated would be from the the energy channels, which are our auras, chakras, those uh, channels we call it, and the uh, associated energetic, the panchakosha systems we have in our system. So all of these play a very vital role in carry forwarding this knowledge, divine wisdom of our own soul into this current existence. So based on that, blocks of the around the auras or blocks around the chakras, and that chakra blocks distributed into our systems where either it manifests as subconscious blocks, energetic bodily, like there is an imprint on health that gets distributed. So if I, as a person, took a strong work to protect myself, or I need to be really ugly, otherwise I'm not safe. So the way one of the reasons I thought in that lifetime is to put on a lot of weight to protect myself, my dignity, because those days women don't have so much of protection, right? So in order to conceal myself, I might take up a mask of being so fat, so that influence be so strong that in this lifetime, my that thing translates into my root chakra is little unbalanced, blocked, which translates into again weight problems and stuff like that. So these are all the ways it gets distributed. And from there, I also have a subconscious layer, this third layer, which is it believes into my belief systems, my psyche. So there are certain things which I think I can't do, and it's limiting in my thoughts. I may not slim with whatever I try. I may not get money, whatever I do. I may not have opportunities, how much ever I try. So we get limited by these thought processes, and when I'm thought leads into even actions also, right? So this is from here it gets into the physical forms. So because we have some things to backtrack, most of us can identify till here. The metaphysical layer is something which is not known to everyone unless until they're a little more spiritual and some more conscious about our life, and we are self-aware about ourselves. So there are certain things I know very well about myself. That's also like I can do these, I know these. So all of that is distributed again into an energy circle. Say for example, I'm being very good with a generous person. So that generosity is a good karma, which again translates into my energetic blocks, and from there I build these beliefs that I'm really generous. And I think that is me. But if you look at your dismantling self, there are a lot of things that actually there's a lot of layers which we are not aware of. So there's some things which I don't know, but others may know. But they have some impressions about me which I may not believe. So that also gets into subconscious. And there are certain things which I really don't know why I'm so, and even others don't know. So it's like blind spots. So all of these are subconscious, which limits us again. It doesn't allow us to believe in ourselves in performing certain actions or dealing with certain elements in our life. The next comes our emotional layer, which is how am I aware of my emotions? Okay, if there are some negative emotions that are emerging in my life, how, with respect to lack of money or health or relationships or difficult relationships or love, heartbreaks, do I have enough tools or awareness to handle myself positively? So that is again the next layer. Then how much time I'm taking to recover from a trigger, a negative trigger or a negative situation. And what do I tell myself when I am making new habits or when I'm not able to do certain things as per what I expected out of myself? So these are all the emotional layer. And then comes your habits and actions. So what actions am I doing right now to resolve my problem? Is it aligned with my higher purpose and my divine plan? How easy and difficult it is to make a new habit or discard a bad habit? What kind of comparisons and impulsive behaviors I'm getting into? All of this. So we only look at, okay, I'm not able to do, but behind that, there are certain things which is emotional layer, which gives you input to our human mind that you don't do it. I mean, it's difficult, leave it. And when you look back one more level up, it because what is it, the belief that is driving this emotional state of thought is no matter what you do, it doesn't work. And then from there, if we are in that spaces of, okay, I'm wanted to do but I'm not able to do, I don't know why. And then how does this again distributed? Like, is it the same? Is the intensity same across the layers? Maybe no. It happens like God gives us, we are all form of like cycle of births and deaths, right? So God gives us opportunity to work on particular layer, particular problem in one lifetime. At that time, it is a very small imprint. But if our negative karma is super high, then for us to clear that also it will take little more time to get present with. So the problem just starts with habits. Like it doesn't be at habit level, it will be at karmic level and energetic blocks level where it is so strong that you're not aware of it. But then when the time comes, when the divine has certain formulas based on it, which I'm also not I couldn't figure that point in my research on what's that exact golden number when I get that mentos moment or aha moment that I need to work on my karmic level. I need to, but I can certainly say that the more tougher the problem looks for you, the more number of lifetimes you have been asked to work on this on a karmic level, but you did not learn a lesson. So with every rotation, with every cycle, this whole process gets more deeper and deeper, tighter and tighter. So in the first evolution, first life, I'm working on this particular karma removal. I think it's just very easy. I just have problems with my habits and actions, but not so much on other layers. But then I don't learn. I just still keep ignoring learning a lesson and stuff or doing certain actions which are needed for my growth. Then it gets into emotionality and then it goes into a subconscious level. Then also, I'm not learning a lesson. So the next couple of cycle of lives, I have blocks at my energetic levels because that will further tighten my behaviors, my beliefs, my emotionality on how I handle situations. And finally, it is like it gets so stagnant that across births, I have carry forwarding a lot of karma along with this particular thing that I have not learned a lesson. So the problem becomes so difficult, so difficult. So it can be top-down approach or bottom-up approach. It is again very, very unique to each person, each life. But It is definitely follows the same kind of 5 layers. That much I have worked on multiple lifetime lives across each layer to confirm this data. And where is the role of divinity? So divine has a superpower in terms of interfering in every level. So when your problem is at habit level, when you're praying, like this is my lifetime fun, and I'm working on karma removal about a particular aspect of a deep imprint, like say I failed to take care of my children, so I vowed that I should not have children. So then the actions I take is, you know, I'm not wanting to have children. When I'm pregnant, I don't care much. I really don't care much. So that gets to, but end result is I don't have children. Then the next level. So, but we are bound to have, co-creation is part of our lives. So it's part of the cosmic cycles and cosmic balance. So God says, no, that's an imprint, that's a mistake, you did it there. So this life, you need to let go of it. But I'm not aware of this imprint. And there's this Maya that we come into, right? We are not aware of it till we are spiritually aligned. So as we are praying to God, or are we doing some spiritual practices like meditation and stuff, then we get present to these things. So, but divine has influence across the layers in terms of helping us build the habits, or because when you are praying, there's a habit formation that has happened. So, based on those principles, we can either choose to force ourselves to say, okay, that life, so I'm being careful and I conceive. So, my karma is complete there. But next, I really hate children. So I get into the next life where I really don't like to have children because I really hate to have kids. I mean, that's how it comes up as. But the second reason is somewhere in my previous lives, I was not even able to care about children. So that is the reason I pledged that I'm not having kids. So the emotionality is I don't like kids. Now the next life, some lifetimes. Like I'm not saying I don't have again the magic formula that it exactly after just one problem, 5 lifetimes. No, I've seen that like on a single problem, people have lived 15, 16 years. Okay, of 15, 16 lifetimes or 70, 80 lifetimes. There are many people who we all go on, and with every cycle our problem gets more tighter and tighter, that there's no way that we don't we ignore it, because when it is at habit level we can ignore it. When it is at subconscious level, okay, I think I'm beliefs, I don't like children, I don't, because it's a known area, right? I don't think beyond it, that I think it's me. I as a person don't like kids. I don't get into the thought that why I don't like kids, maybe does it have something with my past. I don't even think all that. I just say I don't like it, I don't want it. But then God has another plan where you need to conceive, you need to have kids. So again, you are put into the earth plane and say, go have kids. So, but I don't like to have kids and I have no inclination and I'm not spiritual. So I don't get to remember that where it is. So now with every life, I have imprints carrying about my birth and all of that. So my energetic blocks are also stronger now that I'm not wanting to conceive. So I have blocks in my emotional chakras, the second level, second chakras and stuff like that. And then the next would be I don't remember the situation, but this karma is stopping me from not wanting to have children again and again, again and again, again and again. So it's like either it's a top down or a bottoms up, but definitely there is a link between all of these sequence of events based on our karma, and the base and the imprints and the influences and patterns. So based on this, when I am spiritually inclined and when the timing is right, I get remembrance that yeah, I need to work on this. Maybe I'm put across a person who can help me remember this or forgive this or work on this, let go of this vow and stuff like that. So that facilitation divine provides, either meeting, in very fact that you're watching this video can be such a sign like that. Maybe asking what, show me a sign, show me an answer. So that's how we end up watching such videos. Or maybe our blocks get cleared, our agna chakra gets cleared as we are praying. So we are guided. Whatever God is giving signs, we are able to understand. Our subconscious clearance happens. That's the reason we get more and more manifestations. Or when you're doing your Ho'oponopono prayers and any subconscious level clearance, it happens quickly with divine strength. Because for us to manifest, we need to believe that it will happen. What is that strength? Oftentimes, we might believe in ourselves, but most of us, when there is a God behind or a superpower, it becomes so easy for us to believe that this is reality. And when you believe, you manifest it. So because what you believe will happen, right? That's what is the law of manifestation talks about. So all of that plays a role. And then when you are praying, you get strength because God is there to take care of me. So that way I'm able to cope myself positively, and I'm able to build habits according to my thoughts that, yeah, when God is there, I don't have to worry, let me try. So I get little hopeful about my whole life. So that way divinity has a play in all the layers, and he or she, whatever is our favorite deity, and the connection we build upon is so strong that they can clear all of this in one lifetime, or they can put it into multiple lifetimes. And this is what is the uh, huge role, right? Divine's role. So we often ignore, and why we ignore God's presence is also, maybe there might be two reasons. One, there might be some religious imprints. I might be doing something religious, and I may got killed, or I may got have some consequences, which made me believe that there is no God, or God is there, I'm here, or maybe I'm so God fearing, but I don't rely on establishing this connection. So all of these, whatever we have as patterns, there is a deeper cause, a reason behind it. We only look at the result, the effects we say, but we don't look at the causes. But they both have a very, like an infinity. It's like an infinity wherein your karma gets into your actions, and your actions again go back and feed into your karma. But the easiest way is when you can clear your karma, then the energetic blocks, then subconscious, then emotional and habitual layers become so easy for us. Or it doesn't have that much resistance, if at all. The karma is first cleared. But if you go from bottom to top, it's hard work. That's the reason when I was working with many people, I used to, be in this constant curiosity or inquiry on why is it that despite best efforts, they're not able to, and it seems like there's some things are beyond their control. They don't have a specific reasoning on why certain things are happening in their life. There is no way. If I don't know why they're happening, how can I prevent them or how can I solve them, right? So that is when I added this layer of energy and karma. For a better word, I'm using karmic layer, but the point is it's coming from the past life influence. That's the main thing. And and then I, for the majority of time, ignored the role of divinity. So if you've seen my past videos, all of a sudden I got a lot of enlightenment into this divine worlds and stuff. That is when I was able to understand what prominent role divine plays, irrespective of the faith, about each of these aspects, and to live a meaningful, beautiful life. So, in the next video, let us look at solutions. Now we know the framework, now understand what kind of practices when we do it across each layers, we will be able to resolve this stubborn problems once for all in this lifetime. So I'm sure we have faced multiple lifetimes each of these problems. If you are having a very stubborn problem, a repetitive problem, and I'm hoping that you got some access into where is my thing coming from. So with that as a hope, let us move on to the next video, which is into showing the solutions part. All right.